Uh, I'm here with a new episode. This is all about spirituality and addiction. What is spirituality? Definitely, it is not a religion. You know, when we talk about addiction and recovery, we are talking a lot about therapy and medication. Those are a lot important, but there are research which shows that the spiritual practices are like a powerful tool for recovery. Addiction is such a tough thing to deal with because the substance becomes the center of a person's universe. Everything else gets pushed aside. The brain gets hijacked by it. So how do these spiritual practices begin to address something like that? The spiritual practices offer to tap into their inner self. These practices are not about religion. It's more about connecting with deeper part of yourself, which makes sense, right? So where do we begin with this? So yoga. So when you think about yoga, it's like more like a workout is what you're thinking. But wait a minute. In Asian practice, yoga is all about breath control, meditation, and the physical postures you're thinking of. But there is a lot of research which have shown that yoga can rewire our stress response. It's a huge finding. Stress is something that people with addiction stress out about. So it's rewiring the brain. Our stress responses are not set in stone. They are shaped by our environment and the experiences that we go through. So the yoga teaches you how to stay calm, and even in the challenging poses, it trains the brain to remain in a calmer and not freak out and just be in a much more in a calm, more perspective state of mind. So there is also physical benefits too. So it's at last win-win. So meditation is the next thing. Meditation is something either people love or find it quite intimidating. Meditation is more than just relaxing. It's cultivating inner self and tapping on the inner positive emotions. So this is so powerful because it taps on the compassion. So the mental resilience is what you can build through meditation. There are findings where the recovering people have found that meditation can increase gray matter. So meditation changes the physical structure of your brain. Areas of the brain which are learning and memory and all those things are super important for recovery. So that's where you're going to see the difference. You are actually making your brain stronger in a way that it can support long term. So, and there's more. Meditation is also shown to decrease gray matter, but this time it is in the regions of brain which are associated with anxiety and stress. So that means it can lead to a huge stress to relapse. So that's why you'll be less reactive to cravings and stress and anxiety. So that's why it's quite fascinating that meditation is helpful. So also, like we think about music, how music can have such a powerful effect on our emotions. Music is so powerful. It can totally change how we can feel instantly. Science is trying to understand why music has got this kind of an effect on us. Research finds that music actually lights up the reward system, the same thing that's involved in the addiction. So there is an ancient Indian system of music called ragas, R-A-G-A-S. The ragas are basically that's musical blueprints. They are designed to create very specific emotions or states of mind. They use the super precise combinations of notes and rhythms. So there are morning ragas, afternoon ragas, and evening ragas, night ragas. So you can use that for your own benefits. The ragas for joy, peace. The researchers have believed that listening to certain ragas can really be a healthy alternative for the artificial high when they're using substances. So instead of using substances, you can you can tap into your reward system in the brain naturally by using ragas. So how fascinating is that? So this is researchers really compared listening to ragas to anti-anxiety medication before surgery. So really, if you can, they found that through when they listen to the music are more effective in reducing their anxiety than the anti-anxiety medication itself. So instead of popping up your benzodiazepines, try listening to ragas. So you really don't need a prescription. It's pretty cheap. You can just listen to these ragas and there are no side effects. It can make it like an everyday life. When you wake up in the morning, turn on the ragas, morning ragas, and start your day with like ragas, like calming ragas. And this, by listening to them at night before you go to bed, will really fight with your insomnia. So in recovery, what do you have? Stress, anxiety, insomnia. So all these layers are being like really hit by these ragas, these ancient practices of like music, yoga, meditation. All of these have been like naturally shaping our brain to fight the mood swings and the recovery. So you are reclaiming your power just by taking back control from addiction instead of letting these cravings and impulses run the show. So it kind of gives you the tools that you can actually use to manage stress and your emotions, and you can you're not just reacting to stuff, you're building this foundation of self-awareness and inner strength. And so it's important to keep in mind that everyone's recovery journey is look different. What looks good for one person might not look good for the other, but more and more we are seeing that the spiritual practices are really helpful to heal, and it really gives that extra support for people to really achieve this relapse prevention. Is there one thing I want you to take from all of these? I think for me the biggest takeaway will be the power of possibility. If you're struggling with addiction, or even if you're trying to find ways to feel better and deal with life challenges with more resilience, try some of these things out. Try adding a little bit of yoga, meditation, or even healing music into your life. Listening to ragas, as I said, like it's just small experimentation on a day-to-day life. And start off with the night ragas. Maybe you'll fall asleep, and then that gives you that positive feeling that I want to practice these things. And so it's a fascinating topic, and I thank you as a viewer for raising this question. It's a valuable topic for us to really address, because given these challenges with addiction, what a natural holistic approach to it, right? Thank you. And I will be back with you guys with the next interesting topic in a bit. Until then, bye-bye.